guys, hey, how you doing? Is you doing? Is you? Because it's Thursday, and I'm for the most part doing. Excuse me again. So I thought today I would give you guys a little tips, some tricks that I've picked up over the last month to stay super low carb, because I know it ain't easy. I know it sucks. But if that's the kind of lifestyle you're wanting to lead, or you're, trying to drive for a goal, or you just simply want to shed a few extra pounds, like it's a good idea. Coming from somebody who would be like 170 carbs per day, I mean, at the very least, and then going down to below 30 a day, that's a huge jump. I mean, it's you don't realize how many carbs you're putting in here until you're logging every single solitary morsel that goes into your mouth. You have no idea how many carbs just vegetables have, how many carbs an avocado has. It's just, when you're starting off, you get an idea of, I can have a bunch of vegetables, I can have fruit, and unless you're allotting that many carbs, because remember, net carbs is different from regular carbs. So if you're going to be doing low carb, you need to decide whether or not you want to be true and tried, which is 20 period, 30 period carbs, like no matter how much fiber or sugar alcohol something has, or if you're going to do like net carbs. I do net carbs. So a lot of people do net carbs because it gives you more leeway to eat. It gives you more room to play around with your food, to where if you're only doing just 20 carbs a day, you're going to realize there's not a whole hell of a lot you can eat. And, for me, that was pretty miserable, because I tried that first and I was like, no. So a few tips that I have for you guys is that if you're going to do Atkins, if you're going to do keto, if you're going to do just plain low carb, high protein, low, moderate fat diet, it's not a diet. Like, you can't choose this as a diet. You can't think of it as, this is just a diet. It has to be a lifestyle change. You have to be willing to put in the effort, or it's not going to work. Because a lot of people are just like, I'm going to go on this diet, and then you've got it in the entire time you're doing it, you're like, it's just a diet. Eventually I'll stop eating this way. Eventually. Well, that's all well and good. But when you stop eating that way and you go back to eating 170 carbs per day, you're going to put back everything that you just put on, and then some. Like, how these yo-yo diets, you know what they are. Like, you've seen them. Slim Fast, Jenny Craig, Nutrisystem, sometimes Weight Watchers. I mean, there's so many. The Ali, where you have to take, those pills, and then you literally just pee out of your butt every time you eat something greasy. I'm going to pass on that. Yeah, no thank you. That's all I need, is to go get a cheeseburger or something, and then, be in their turlet about 5 seconds later because I took some kind of stupid pill. But you have to think of it more as, this is going to be my lifestyle. This is what I'm going to do. This is going to be healthier for me. I know it's going to be healthier for me. And then you have to decide, what carbs you're willing to put in here. And, because I'm telling you, one slice of bread. Okay, so here it is here. Listen to this. So I was doing Dave's Killer Bread. I'm sure you guys have seen it. It comes in a blue or green package. Sometimes you can find it in the freezer section. Sometimes you but in the regular section. It has tons of nuts and seeds. And it's, sprouted. It's really good for you. If you're going to eat bread, that's the bread I chose. I was like, well, if I'm going to eat bread and I'm going to have a piece of toast every morning with my breakfast, or, whatever, or have half a sandwich or whatever, I wanted it to be the best kind that I could get. But then you go back and look. I'm going to look it up right now while we're talking, because I have the number in my head, but I'm not sure. Bread nutrition facts. So I would get the sprouted. It would be delicious. It made me really happy. I was like, and it's actually legitimately delicious bread. I always really enjoyed it. So we're looking for carbs here. Total carbs, 1 piece of bread, not 2, not 3, not 4 slices. Total carbs for just 1 piece of bread is between, his lowest is Power Seed thin slice for 11 carbs. His highest is 35. 35 carbs for 1 slice, just 1. And I was having 1 of these every day for my breakfast, because in my head I was like, I'm making a healthier choice, you know, I'm having butter with it, so you know however put, you know, no, however much butter you're going to put on something, 1 tablespoon of butter is 100 calories, and you don't realize, you know, okay, so you're making your eggs in the morning. I put like a half a tablespoon of butter, and then I put half a tablespoon of butter on my thing. So that's 100 extra calories I'm throwing in this, and not even realizing it. I'm not even paying attention. And then, you know, you some people like to have a couple of pieces of bacon. There you go again. You know, you're putting more calories in than you're putting calories out. And that is the biggest thing. I really want to get this through to you guys. Bagels, English muffins, any kind of any kind of processed, just crappy processed carbs are going to be the devil for you. And you don't need them. You know, you just don't need them. Putting sugar in your coffee in the morning, that's a no-no. Because 1 teaspoon, not only are you having, you know, you're making yourself throw more insulin into your system just to help you break down that sugar, but you're already throwing in more carbs just for the morning. And that's if you put milk or creamer or no matter what, you're drinking and eating so many carbs without even thinking about it, because nobody really thinks about, oh, well, this half and half, you know, I'm using half and half, so I mean, it's not that bad for me. Well, it's got calories, of course. It's got a lot of fat, of course. And then because it's mixed with milk, it's heavy cream and milk, there's carbs in it. There's carbs. And your non-dairy creamer carbs. I mean, every little teeny tiny thing you're going to put in your mouth, you have to decide whether or not it's worth it. And you have to decide whether or not, you know, this is going to make you happy. So there's Halo Top ice cream. Okay, there's Halo Top ice cream. If you subtract the fiber in it, and if you subtract the, let's do the lemon cake. So if you, half a cup is a serving. Okay, that's not a whole hell of a lot, but there's 4 in 1 pint. So 4 servings in 1 pot. So if you subtract the sugar, alcohol, and you subtract the dietary fiber, you come up with 4 carbs per half a cup. You have to decide whether or not that's worth it. Now, take a half a cup of my mother-in-law's caramel sea salt gelato. Just a half a cup. 32 carbs. 32. So you need to weigh what is more important to you, what you can have. I like things that I can eat more of. I like it when I can have my plate, you know, my little saucer full of food, and then, you know, if I don't want any more, then I don't eat any more. I don't have to finish it. I'm not one of those people. But I like to, like, tricking this, you know, by seeing this tricks this, and that makes me feel like I'm satisfied, and, you know, I'm not starving, and I'm okay. But, you know, eating 2 eggs in the morning, you know, with butter, and then you're having a piece of toast, and then you're having a couple pieces of bacon, you're looking at like almost 400, maybe more, depending on what you put on your plate. If you put on ketchup, you know, you're looking at like 8 or 9, 10, you know, just carbs, and then adding the carbs for your bread. So, I mean, it's not worth it to me. That's the biggest thing I wanted to come on here and talk about, was that it ain't worth it. Another trick for me is that, you know, I am a sugar addict, 100% sugar addict. I don't know if that will ever go away. There are sugar-free candies that you can have. There's sugar-free gum you can chew. There's sugar-free, like Atkins bars and stuff like that. Atkins has a whole line of, you know, candies and bars and stuff like that that you can try. And also, like brownies and things like that. They have a whole line of stuff. And also Quest bars. Quest bars, if you're looking for high protein, which is what I like to have my food that I ingest, high protein. I mean, I've been loving these right here. This is Pure Protein Bar. It is. So sugar alcohols is 5, dietary fiber is 5, so that's 20 minus 24 carbohydrates. So that's only 4 carbs for this entire bar, and you can see it's bigger than my face meats. And it's 210 calories. You don't have to eat the whole thing at once. It's very hard for me to eat the entire thing at once because it's very sweet. And 20 grams of protein. So, you know, when I'm looking for that candy bar, you know, when I'm looking for that, you know, pint of ice cream, you know, when I'm looking for, you know, something to just shove down my big old gullet, I go for stuff like this. I go for the Atkins Indulge, which are 3 pieces of their chocolate caramel bar, you know, squares, which remind me of the Linden, I think they're called, Lint bars, you know, where they have the caramel and stuff in the little squares, or Ghirardelli. They remind me just like that. And, you know, like, I think net 4 carbs, like, for 3 of them. And you don't even need 3 of them. But remember, just because it's low carb does not mean it doesn't have calories. So if you're going low carb and you're sticking yourself on a 1,200 calorie diet, unfortunately like 800 calorie diet over here, I have to weigh, okay, I have to eat all day long, I have to sustain myself after the gym, I have to decide today, this morning, like, I like to do it right as I wake up. I decide exactly what I'm going to put in here because it helps me throughout the day. It helps me throughout all day long. If I look at my fitness pal and I'm like, okay, well, I'm having salmon and I'm having I'm having 5 ounces of salmon and I'm having, you know, an entire cup of spinach. And then for if I need something sweet afterwards, I can have one of the little indulge things, and that's my lunch. So I've already got it planned out. I've already seen it. I already know what's going in here. I already know what's available, and there's no guesswork because you know that everything that you put in there has all the macros that you need, and you're satisfied knowing, okay, so you know what? I'm feeling really hungry. I've allotted myself snacks. So if I really need it, you know, and then at the end of the night, if you decided not to eat something on your list, you just take it off. Or if you eat a little less, you adjust the measurement on it. My Fitness Pal has saved me. It has made this so much easier because eyeballing how much an ounce of cheese is. I was eating like 2.5 ounces of cheese thinking that's an ounce of cheese because just eyeballing it, of course, you know, I can't measure that properly in my head. So measuring your food is going to be key for this because you need to see exactly how much you're putting in. So, you know, if you're having 2 tablespoons of whipped cream, you put, because, you know, when my brain is like, oh, just, you know, 2 tablespoons of whipped cream, is like 35 calories, I want to say. No, like 30 calories and then like, you know, one carb or less than 1 carb. Well, I don't want just 2. And I can't eyeball just 2 tablespoons. So, of course, I'm like, you know, all over my food. And then that's 75, 80, 100 calories. And then like 2 or 3 carbs. And then, you know, depending on which one you picked up. So, everything that you're going to eat, you need to write it down in your MyFitnessPal. You need to keep looking at your macros. And you can type in, let's say, I type in pure protein plus bar, cookies and cream, and then at the very end of it I type net carbs, and then you have to go through there and look because people will put in, you know, exactly what things are with the net carbs, and that will keep your little pie chart at the end of the night from looking like you ate 50 carbs when you only really had like, you know, 20 or 15 that day because of the sugar alcohols and the dietary fiber. And, you know, I am not able really to have any fruit on the little diet I have because even 1 cup of strawberries just by itself, I don't put nothing else on it, is 14 carbs. That's 14 net carbs. Like, I can't afford 14 carbs for 1 cup of fruit. And I'll miss fruit like the desert misses the rain. Yeah, buddy. My mother-in-law brought home these beautiful, beautiful oranges, and I'd stab somebody for one. I would. If I saw somebody opening an orange in front of me, I don't think I'd be able to stop myself from just jab. Give me that orange. But stabbing people is no bueno. So Another tip and trick that I'll give for you guys is that what I will do is I will take a bite of something, I will in my mouth, and I don't swallow it. Now I know there's going to be, oh, but I can't do that. And I'm like, well, you'd think, you know, I wouldn't be able to do that either. But if you want something bad enough, you'll be willing to spit that out. If I want something bad enough, I'll be willing to spit it out, because I know that, you know, that 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, that 1 tablespoon of, cookie butter, if you've got it. God, that stuff's good. I want some of that. That 1 tablespoon of whatever it is, or, 1 bite of his sandwich, or 1 French fry, is not worth me throwing myself out of ketosis. Another tip, tricky thing. Ketosis strips, the little pea strips, are not very accurate. My surgeon tells me to throw them away. Now, you can use them to get the general idea, but there are 3 types of ketones. Ketones! There are 3 different kinds that they search for. The best and easiest way to measure how much ketones you have in your body is to get a blood test. That is the most accurate way to know where you stand, how many carbs you need to put in per day in order to achieve the fat burning state that you want. So, and a lot of times there are people out there that, can't do the net carbs because it throws them out of ketosis. So not everybody is going to be the same. So, Susie Ann, who's been doing keto for the last month, and she's lost, 28 pounds, and then you've been doing keto for the last month, and you've only lost 10, and you can't figure out why your pea stick isn't still coming out red or dark red or even light pink. It may legitimately just be that you are one of those people that cannot get in ketosis with net carbs, or you might be one of those people that cannot stay in ketosis under, over a certain amount of carbs. Me, I know for a fact that I stay in ketosis as long as I stay under 30. I'm not willing to go over 30. I know that there are people out here that will tell you, oh, well, I go under 50 and I'm in ketosis. I am not you, and I'm not doing that to myself, because if I allot myself more, if I'm like, oh, well, Suzanne over here, Suzanne, Joe, Bob, and Billy over here are having 50 carbs a day, and they're just burning that fat off. And then I throw in 50 carbs, and then it throws me completely out of ketosis. That I have to work my way back. And then my body's like, hey, you were giving me 50 last week. The hell? Not worth it. Not worth it to me. Not worth it to me. It is not a diet. This is a lifestyle. If you're going to do it, you do it whole hog. If you're going to do it all the way. Don't just half-ass something, because it's not going to work. If you're going to half-ass anything in life, 9 times out of 10, it ain't going to work. It's not going to come out with good, results for you, and you're going to be a sad panda. So just do what you got to do. Just say to yourself, hey, Nirvana, I had that talk. I had that come to Jesus moment. Hey, Nirvana, your carbs are ridiculous, girl. Like, you can't be doing that no more. And, stop putting that shit in your mouth. Just stop it. Just no means no. So I had to come to that point in my life where I was like, what is this piece of bread worth to me? What is this Snicker bar worth to me? What is, what is going out to dinner with my husband worth to me? It's not worth my health. It's not worth my life, and it's not worth going back. It's not worth it. I need this. I feel better low carb. I feel like I have more energy low carb, because carbs make me tired. Shitty, white, normal, crappy carbs always make me just feel kind of and heavy and exhausted. All right, guys. I hope this helped y'all. I'm under the weather today. I've been under the weather for like 2 days, really. My stomach is bothering me, and I will talk to you very, 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 very soon. Bye.